Wednesday, July 24th. We get away about 5:30, the fans coming in a separate canoe. We call the next island to Mafeta to buy some more aguma. The inhabitants are very much interested in my appearance, running along the stony beach as we paddle away, and standing at the end of it until we are out of sight among the many islands of the northeast end of Lake Novki. Kngw. The scene is savage. There are no terrific cliffs nor towering mountains to make it what one calls wild or romantic, but there is a distinction about it which is all its own. The northeast end has beautiful sand beaches on the southern side in the front of the forested bank, lying in smooth ribbons along the level shore and in scallops round the promontories where the hills come down into the lake. The forest on these hills or mountains, for they are part of the Sierra del Crista, is very dark in color, and the undergrowth seems scant. We presently come to a narrow but deep channel into the lake coming from the eastward, which we go up, winding our course with it into a valley between the hills. After going up it at a little way, we find it completely fenced across with stout stakes, a space being left open in the middle, broader than the spaces between the other stakes, and over this is poised a spear with a bush rope attached, and weighed at the top of the haft with a great lump of rock. The whole affair is kept in position by a bush rope so ranged just under the level of the water that anything passing through the opening would bring the spear down. This was a trap for hippo or manatee, nagangi amanga, and similar in structure to those one sees set in the hippographs near villages and plantations, which serve the double purpose of defending the vegetable supply and adding to the meat supply of the inhabitants. We squeeze through between the stakes so as to not let the trap off, and find our little river leads us into another lake, much smaller than Kngw. It is studded with islands of fantastic shapes, all wooded with high trees of equal level, and with little or no undergrowth among them, so their pale grey stems look like clusters of columns supporting a dark green ceiling. The forest comes down steep hillsides to the water edge in all directions, and a dark, gloomy-looking herb grows up out of black slime and water in a bank or ribbon in front of it. There is another channel out of this lake, still to the northeast. The fans say they think it goes into the big lake far, far away, i.e. Lake Azingo. From the look of the land, I think this river connecting Azingo and Lake Kngw wanders down this valley between the mountain spurs of the Sierra del Crista, expanding into one gloomy lake after another. We run our canoe into a bank of the dank-colored water herb to the right and disembark into a fitting introduction to the sort of country we shall have to deal with before we see the Rebembe, namely, up to our knees in black slime.